All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol AAPL, Apple Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, Apple Inc. had a recovery from this bearish run all the way from up here at 138 and some change. It started to fall on its way down, hit lows of 103 and some change, and also another low here of about 104, close to 105, and started a recovery from that point. Now, after the bulls working hard and bringing this up to highs of about 118, it's quickly started to fall. I mean, yesterday's chart, we were at this point, and the bears today tore this one down and continued to tear it down even after the bulls tried to reappear. So this tug of war is coming very obvious that the bulls are losing control and traction here, and the bears are starting to dominate these charts. So we're going to see what is important after support being broken through for Monday. Let's go ahead and move this to its new locations, and this is going to be very close to the closing price because the closing price is close to the lowest point of the day, and another low point I will refer to in just a second once I get these in their new location. So our resistance and support have obviously slightly moved to a newer lower location, and the lowest point of the whole day was actually after this bearish run. There was a slight bullish candlestick and it reached lows here of about 112.23. So that's something to keep in mind, that if it definitely tears through that, this will start to hit newer lows and newer support levels. But before getting there, obviously there is a support level to keep in mind, and that's 112.38. This closed off at 112.51. If 112.38 does get crossed, this will start to pick up very quickly to newer lows and tear through newer support levels and newer lows as it does on its way down. Now, if the bears accomplish that, they will be pulling it further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. So it's very important, and I want to emphasize this, to pay very close attention to how this stock is reacting if support is broken through, and how quickly is it starting to reach newer lows and newer support levels. And another key thing is to pay close attention to the chart and the behavior if the bulls are trying to reappear and bring this one back up. Not that because the bulls reappear, the momentum will be strong enough to bring this back up and say, oh, the bulls are starting to gain control, but the bulls can work on leveling this off from hitting newer lows and newer support levels, and they can slightly start a momentum from there. So very important to pay close attention to the behavior if 112.38 does get crossed. Now, on the other hand, we have what the bulls want, and the bulls need to break through the 50-day moving average, which is 115.23. But before breaking through 115.23, which is the most important point right now for the bulls, which will get them back into bullish territory, and it's also the point of reference as the 50-day moving average to let us know on what side of the chart we're in. Obviously, we're in the bearish side, and this up here is the bullish side, and if it gets crossed, the bulls can start to gain leverage. But before getting there, they have to break through the first resistance level, and that is one of the highest points as this started to dip and level off, and then before the harder fall of reaching 112.51. But the bulls need to break through this resistance level, which is 114.49. They need to turn that into a support to start to work their way up to newer highs and newer resistance levels. But before getting there, they need to break through, again, the 50-day moving average. And obviously, once they accomplish that, they can start to go to newer highs and get back into bullish territory. Again, 114.49 needs to be broken through. They need to turn that into a support and work their way up. I want to emphasize that. And just because 114.49 is broken through does not mean that the bulls have gained control. They need to break through the 50-day moving average of 115.23. Once they accomplish that, their next goal would be the first resistance level, which is the highest point here in the day before this run on a way down, is 115.36, which can give you a point of reference and also a sense of direction that this is on its way up, breaking through the 50-day moving average, broke through the first support level, and is on its way to turn the next support level, the second one, into a support to pull themselves up as far as possible in an upward direction from the 50-day moving average. But again, 114.49 needs to be turned into support so the bulls can work their way up and accomplish breaking through the 50-day moving average. As always, I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Share it with all your friends and community. Don't forget to hit the like button and let me know you watched this video. And also, if you're a first-time viewer and investor that's encouraged or inclined to subscribe, or you've already subscribed, double check if you've clicked on the bell by turning on all notifications to not miss a single video that I post. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. In that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets on scheduled dates. Well, the S&P 500 index is rising several points on these specific dates. What does that mean for us as investors? Well, within the S&P 500 index, there's 500 ticker symbols to choose from. So you have to do your due diligence and research. But if the S&P 500 index is rising several points, individual ticker symbols are rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. And again, I'm not here to tell you to buy, sell, or hold. I'm just here to inform and enlighten everyone on the great news that there's an opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. I know that per share, 30 cents to $3 may not sound like a lot, but like I always say, profits are profits. So check out the video. I go into further detail about it. It's a weekly series. I'm about to post the next one. So if you found that video helpful and informative, stay tuned for the next video coming up this weekend, talking about the next Federal Reserve pump coming up next week. But check out that video so you can see how the market reacted. Do your own research, do your due diligence, and check it out and go from there. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I speak about the S&P 500. I know I switched over to this chart here, the S&P 500. I want you guys to see that even though the S&P 500 has been falling, there are scheduled dates that the Federal Reserve is pumping the market. And that's why you can slightly see days that it has been going up. And sometimes it starts a little bit before, and the anticipation starts to build until it reaches that date. So if you find, right, based off of your due diligence and research, companies, there's 500 in the 500 index. So the S&P 500 index, there are 500 companies you get to choose from. I'd put side by side. In the video, I talk about the dates, the last 2 dates that the pumps have happened. I'd put side by side the individual company and the S&P 500 on those specific dates to see how it reacted. And based off of what you see with your own eyes, if you ain't ready, right, you're not ready, that's okay. You can go ahead and use that information to go ahead and watch from the sidelines what goes on the following week and the next pump. I just want you guys to be aware of this series that I'm doing weekly on information that many investors don't know about, they're overlooking it, or no one's talking about it. And I want to share this so that many investors can be maximizing profits, minimizing losses, and have the help that we're all looking for, right? I know it's not a lot, but it's 30 cents to $3 or even slightly more. But to not be too optimistic, I narrow it down to anywhere from 30 cents to $3 that you can make per share of profit if you buy at the right time and sell on the dates, on the highs of the scheduled pumps. I'm here to share this information with all. I don't want you guys to overlook it, so we can all maximize profits, minimize losses, and take advantage of this while it lasts. It was working magnificent as the market was going up. And I've come to see that even as it's gone down, it works, right? Even as it's gone down, it works. So I want you guys to not miss out on it. Click on the video as it pops up. if it hasn't already, and go ahead and take advantage of the information that I share. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.